Hello, hello. Day 45 of 365 days of my raw suspending disbelief journey. It is June 6th, 2024. Today was payday. This was when the money was released from Stripe and started coming into my account and all of that, and I was able to um turn it around to not all of it, but some of it to be sent to certain things that have been on hold for a while. So one thing I was able to do today is buy back my rings from the pawn shop. That has been costing me $180 a month to keep there. Um, and not even like putting that towards the balance, right? That's just like the fees for them to hold on to it for me until I can either buy it back or until I give up paying fees, and then they just sell it and they make all the money, right? So pawn shop, not my best plan ever, but it was in a moment of like, I am getting into this place. It was for this house, and it was like I borrowed, loaned, like whatever, all the things to get myself in here because I had to come up with $1,700 for rent, $1,700 for deposit, and several other things, whatever. So yeah, it was like, where could I possibly get money from at this point? And I already owed my family so much money. I owed it was just, my credit card was maxed, all of that. So it was just like one of those things where I was like, well, these are worth a lot. I could go pawn them, and I didn't get crap for them, you guys. Like, it was not anywhere near the value, right? But it was one of the things that got me over the hump to get into this place, and I don't really regret it. But the last, let's see, it was October, so the last like 8 months, I've been paying $180 a month to maintain that, to keep that there, which is like more than what I got for it in the first place. So being able to go and get that out and not have to pay that $180 again every month is a huge relief. That is one money leak, right? One drain on my checkbook kind of thing, where it, without that, I wouldn't be getting as much into the hole as I have been month by month by month, right? Where I'm having to borrow off my mom, or where I'm having to this, that, and the other thing. So I got that out. Huge, huge, huge relief. And also it's, I find it to be like really strange. I was kind of like almost resisting being able to get it out because I was like, do I really, like, it's my wedding ring, my engagement ring, my 1 year anniversary ring, my ring set. And I was like, I'm not with him anymore. Like, do I care about that? But we're talking like a $10,000 ring set, and I got like $600 for it. So I'm like, no, that's stupid. I don't know. Like, I eventually plan to have it changed into something that is just for me, that is not symbolizing my wedding anymore, obviously, since we're getting divorced, like all of these things. But I'm not okay with that just being kind of tossed down the drain, even though I'm not in that relationship anymore and I don't ever want to be back in it. So yeah, huge relief. That was a lot of talk about one of the things, right? But there were some things like this. I paid off my brother, that I've owed him since when I left my husband 2 years ago, because I haven't been in a position to pay it all back. And like I mentioned in a previous episode, I paid him $50, just because I was like, this is, this money is coming back to me tenfold, right? And I also want to say that, yeah, it more than did come back to me tenfold. I need to say that right now. That money, that was like a couple weeks back now that I was talking about it, but when I went and I paid things that, it was the rings. They were about to get put on the shelf to be sold because I had gone past my due date and I didn't realize. And I got there like literally the same morning that they were pulling them out. I paid my brother and he was having a hard time financially and was like, that $50 was really helpful. Thank you. And instead of like, oh, I need to pay him all in one chunk, it was like, nope, I'm going to trust that this is what needs to happen right now. I'm going to send it and trust that it's coming back to me tenfold. And you guys, every dime that I spent that day on all of those things, paying those things that I needed to pay, paying the people I needed to pay, whatever, every dime of that came back to me tenfold, 100% with that 5K payday. So continuing to put that out there into the universe of every dollar that I spend comes back to me tenfold. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to pay people back. I'm so grateful that I'm able to pay my bills. I'm so grateful that I'm able to, and actually feeling it, right? Like, I'm really grateful that I get to have heat. I'm really grateful that I get to have light in my home. I'm really grateful that I have internet so that I can work online, so that I can be at home with my kid, and so that I can do what I love, and be able to reach people all around the world, right? Thinking from those aspects, and just how me being able to pay for those things makes that possible. And so it helps to get into that mindset, right, with the gratitude of it. Anyways, I did some of these, like, the most important things to pay back, right? I also signed up for Holy Fire Reiki with Kelly over the summer, which I'm super excited for. Level 1 and 2. I don't know how they exactly say it with Reiki, but I'm super, super excited about that one. I've been wanting to do that forever. Just, there was things like this, and it was just checking things off my list financially so that they're not there in the back of my mind. And it felt so amazing, right? It felt like I woke up and just started paying stuff, and it was like, this is the best ever. And I did take the time the day before to figure out what needed to be paid, what I should set aside, all of these things. Like, I haven't taken my dog in for his shots ever. He's never been to the vet yet. He's a year old. He just turned a year old. And I'm like, his birthday was actually right before my daughter's last week. So it's literally been like birthday. Not that we had a big party for the dog. But I was able to book a vet appointment, set aside the money for that. All of these things that have just been on my to-do list that I haven't been able to make happen, and are just such a huge relief. So absolutely felt amazing. And then I went and spent the rest of the day in nature. I went outside. I was gardening all day. I was ripping up a section of overgrown dirt from the yard where it was possible to plant plants, and just like pulling all the weeds, digging it up a bit, loosening up the soil, there was like cigarette butts and garbage and whatever all mixed in it. It was so gross. It was a huge undertaking. It wasn't even a big area. But I started planting some of the flowers that I had bought at the greenhouse the other day. And just, it was so fun. Like, me and Casey, my youngest, my now 4-year-old, just digging in the dirt, throwing stuff out, talking about the dirt and the grass and, all of these things we love to talk about, and just finding earthworms and playing with those, and her asking silly questions like, do earthworms have butts? And, like, it was just a goofy, like, just be in nature, fingers in the dirt, barefoot in the yard, cleaning up our yard, making it look more beautiful, so that the outside of our home is as much of an oasis as the inside of our home. And just feels amazing to look out the window and see. Feels amazing to go stand out there and be out there, and more enticing to get outside, right? Make it more of, like I said, an oasis, a haven. So I'm really excited. We got started on that, did not get it all done by any stretch. There's a lot to do. It has not been super well maintained, so trying to fix that. Got some grass seed for a lot of the patches that have been created by the dog. Try my hand at that. I don't really know what I'm doing with it, but it should be interesting. But it was just this very, like, fun, flowy, everything felt amazing kind of day. And I loved being able to just like send people payments and have them be like, oh, I forgot about that thing, or, like whatever. And it was just like, yes, done. That I don't ever have to think about that again. It was so relieving. And I mean, not going to spend it all in 1 second, right? But it was so relieving to be able to get some of those big things off my list, that were just hanging over my head, even smaller dollar amounts that were just hanging over my head, right? Things that I really, really, really wanted to just clear up. So that felt really amazing. It was just such a great day. And literally by the end of the day, I even posted it on Facebook, like I crashed on my bed, like I stretched out in like child pose on my bed, butt in the air, and I still had my glasses on, and I was just like, oh, I'm passing out. Like, this is it, I'm done. And it was just the best kind of done, though. I've used up every drop of energy that would have been excess in my body to make me toss and turn. I've covered every thought that my brain could possibly think. I've done all of the things that I could possibly do without feeling like I stretched or pushed or went too hard. I've been outside in nature, moving my body, stretching, bending, all of these things, and earthing like crazy. So I was super, super grounded, and it just felt so amazing. Best day in a really long time. Not that other days were bad, but it just was so beyond. It was so incredible. So very, very, very in love with this day. And I just want to bring awareness to the fact that I'm not just doing a day of gardening and yard work and whatever because I just had a 5K payday. It's something that I do consistently, that I always make the time for, is to be out in nature, to be working in nature with my hands, to be touching and feeling things in nature, and to be doing that with my daughter. And this is one of the things that I make non-optional, because in the life that I'm manifesting, in my version of success, I do those things, and I do them more, and I do them whenever I want to, and I'm able to, um, get all of my work done in a smaller window of time so that I'm able to be present with my kids and be in nature because I love being in nature, and be wild because that is who I am. And that is something that I personally believe that everyone who is aiming for success should be doing, is spending time outside in nature, rewilding themselves and getting more in tune with Mother Earth, because I believe that all of our abundance comes from Mother Earth. We are from Mother Earth. Everything that is on the earth is from Mother Earth. We are, even things that are human created, if we come from Mother Earth, then therefore that does too. Like, there is nothing without her, and not being connected to her, being disconnected, leaves us stranded and alone, right? And feeling like we're alone in this world, and like everything is on our shoulders, where instead we could be handing that off to her a little bit and just letting some of that stress go, and also gaining energy from connecting with her. So again, with choosing to feel what I want to create, I'm creating the experiences that I want to have. I am doing that now. I'm not waiting for my quote unquote success, which again is already here. And it was before that big payday. It was before any dollars hit my bank account. My success is here because I spend time playing outside in the dirt with my kids. I believe that my success is here because I feel amazing and happy and abundant because I go outside and play in the dirt with my kids. Rewilding is something I don't think should be optional. It is something that is so important to me, that I have created my entire inner circle mastermind around it. That we are reconnecting with our wild higher selves, that we are not only doing that, but that we are also creating the interconnectivity between people that should be there, that hasn't been there a lot. There's been a lot more competition versus collaboration in the world for a really long time, and more and more now I'm seeing it, and more now I'm bringing it, but collaboration and community over competition every day. And we're doing that, bringing together a powerful group of women who are just leaders in the world already, and we're amplifying that by putting ourselves into a group container where we're able to then co-create these massive changes that we want to make in the world. And I'm just so excited about it, you guys. I am like, the 5K payday came from someone jumping in to this inner circle while it was on early bird pricing. And I'm so excited for all of the other women who are coming in, and I can feel them energetically. It's incredible. And I am just, again, really in this heart space and mindset of my success is already here. It's already here, and everything is exactly how it's supposed to be. And I'm ready to receive it in the 3D world now, and see my manifestations in my bank account, in my home, on my feet, right? With the sandals, like all of this, and just keeping that in place, and remembering that everything that I put out into the universe with good intent and with gratitude comes back to me tenfold. And, yeah, just really loving on life. So thank you all for listening, and yeah. And yeah, I think that's most of the major stuff. I'm just blissed out. So loving that, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.